covering the Alabama Bass Trail for 10 years. I've seen that system. There's a kid named Fisher Anaya that's the next level, that's still in high school.
This young man right here, he's already on a tour himself right here. He's done it all by himself this year. He's truly one of the one percenters. That I had a conversation with somebody that was asking me about this young man this morning. He's definitely on the right track in my book. Colleges for everybody, trade schools, whatever it is. This kid's got the 1% to go to the next level and be a factor. 2-day total, 27 pounds an ounce from Brewer High School, Alabama. Come on up, Fisher Anaya. He's got 3 in the bag.
I was probably 4 years old when I learned how to throw a bait caster, and I would go out there with my Zebco 33, steal my Nana's pink weenies and sit out there and catch bluegill off the bed. I mean, I did it for every single, like, them bluegill hated to see me coming. I'd sit right there and I'd catch every last one of them. And, you know, ever since then, my pa's always told me it's a God-given talent. Like, I'd sit down there and I'm tiny, couldn't even hardly speak, and I was catching fish. So I lived and died by that pond. If it was raining, I was fishing, snowing, fishing. It's still to this day, I'll go up there and fish it just to catch some. And I mean, that's where it all started, and I feel like that's where really I learned everything I really need to know. My dad got me into fishing the most, so I mean, being around it, he's been around it his whole life, having him here, and then also having Gerald. He's also been a big role model for me, having both of them in my life growing up, all them fishing tournaments together. It just drove me to want to fish more tournaments.
I got started into fishing at a young age, totally got addicted to it, and just started traveling and fishing. Was friends with Gerald Swindle, learned a lot from that dude, and just started traveling the road, fishing the opens, and just had a blast. But I chose the family, I chose a career to start my business to support them, and totally got away from fishing, sold everything I had, just got out of it, and then Fisher come along, and I guess God knew his plan, and he gave us the name Fisher. As soon as he started walking, we carried him to the pond. He was just infatuated with fish, and it just started snowballing, and he just was obsessed with it. Yeah, I mean, from 6 years old and older up till he was about probably 10, he wanted to fish tournaments, because I would still fish tournaments with some buddies of mine, and he kept telling me, "Dad, I want to fish a tournament." And I was like, "We will, just give it time. I'll buy us a boat and we'll get into fishing tournaments." Well, lo and behold, in a few years, 7th grade rolled around, he's on the fishing team, and I told his mom, I was like, the way I feel about it, I would rather be the one teaching him than putting a burden on somebody else to be able to pick him up, carry him to tournaments, practice, stuff like that. I would rather be the one to do that. So we went and bought a brand new boat. And from then on, it's just grown just dramatically, more than I could have ever imagined him, his ability and his desire to do this and chase this for a living.
Fisher Anaya, Eva, Alabama.
18.62 pounds.
Fisher Anaya. First timer, 20 pounds and 9 ounces.
Well, you're a state champion.
I fished 7th, 8th grade, never won a tournament. I think I finished, my worst finish was like a 5th or a 6th, but my best was a 2nd. I couldn't ever get a win, and my first tournament, my 9th grade year, I won my first one on Lake Yonder. Caught them all on a square bill up shallow, they were spawning, and you know, ever since I won that one, it's just like something clicked with me, and I won 2 that year, 4 the next, 4 the next, and like 5 the next. So I've had a very, very successful high school career. I've had my ups and downs, most definitely, but having the competition in Alabama has been very stout. Like, there's a handful of boys in here I know that they take them anywhere in the country, they can catch a bass. So having that stiff of competition in high school, I really think helped me jumping into the BFLs, the Toyotas, even the Bass Opens.
I seen it coming, and I knew he had to be prepared for it when the time was there, because I'm not going to be there every day, and I wanted to get him ready for the competition, the crowded boat ramps, the media, anything like that, and we started working on that. Well, at 17-year-old, I let him start fishing the BFLs. His mother was a nervous wreck. I said, "Look, I signed the waiver, he is fine, he's been behind the steering wheel of a boat. I'm in there with him most of the time, I knew he could handle it." So the first BFL we ever fished, I was with him. I pulled up to the ramp, and his co-angler he drawed had got out, and we all got out of the truck at the same time. He came up to shake my hand. I was like, no, sir, you're fishing with Fisher. That's my son. He thought he was fishing with me, and the guy just looked at him, and Fisher's at 17-year-old. I told him, I said, you'll be fine. I said, trust me, he's a little bit more advanced than what most 17-year-olds. End of the day, he come back in, he said, I've never seen nothing at that level at 17-year-old. He said, it blows me away. And he just started going with it, so I let him go with that. The Toyotas he started fishing at 18, he ended up third at AOY, just phenomenal year. And he won like $60,000 that year at 18-year-old. And I told his mom, I was like, maybe he's ready now, you know, and we just started letting him go.
Okay, let it be known. I'm working hard when I ain't on the phone. This ain't a home, this ain't a phone. Grind never stopping, I'm keeping it cold. Unlocking the door with the holy key. You supposed to be this close to me, and hopefully you understand G.O.D. Maybe this cold and I'm talking like no degrees. This ain't a fluke. I seen it way before it ever happened. He gave me the view.
So ever since the 9th grade, I have not stepped in a classroom. I had to go for exams one time, and that's about it. I got the privilege to be online and not have to go to school. I did every bit of my stuff on the computer. Now, granted, I'm not as smart as some of the people that went to school, but by God, I tried.
The decision we had to let him go virtually was Fisher actually brought it up, and I told him, I said, let me think on it. So we thought on it a little while, and I told him, I said, look, here's the deal. As long as you're passing and I can see you chase your dream and treat it like a job, we'll be on the same page, and lo and behold, he done it.
Having that privilege, I really think made me jump like leaps ahead of all the other high school kids because they had to spend time in school, and I was fishing when they was in school. So being able to do all that online for my past 4 years of my high school career, I really think helped me in the long run. So I met Gerald when I was probably 12 years old. My dad took me fishing. It was probably my 3rd time being in a boat. We got in a boat with Swindle, and he lit me a new one. I didn't catch no. It was frogging, and I don't even know if I caught a bass that day, and they were wrecking on them.
One day I called him, I said, hey, you want to go to the lake? He's like, sure. He said, where's Fisher at? I said, I'll bring him. We went to Gunnersville and we caught him like crazy. Fisher never got a bite. And we were riding home, and Fisher done passed out in the back of the truck asleep. And I asked him, I told him, I said, well, you've seen a lot of kids growing up. What do you think? And he looked at me, dead serious. He said, it's a little too early to tell. He said, but what I can tell you is the kid don't have any quit. He said, he took a butt whooping today with me and you putting it on him, and not once that kid ever sat down. He just kept casting. He said, so I know he's got the want. He said, let's just see how it goes. Years fast forward, Swindle stays in touch. He's always, him and Fisher go to the lake. He starts teaching him things. And I told Gerald, I said, Fisher only takes so much from me, but from you, he maybe will take more. So Gerald started working with him, teaching him stuff. And he called one day and he said, hey, I think he's ready.
He means a lot to me. He's taught me a lot of things, and I try to teach him if I can, you know, just a little blood back and forth, but it's always been a cool relationship with me and him.
So my biggest advice for parents that have kids that want to do this for a living, looking back on it, there's some things I may change a little bit, but every kid is different. So you have to treat them differently. But I would get the kid into fishing, whatever you can do, however you do it. And throughout his high school career, you will be able to tell if he has the desire and the drive to do it. And like I said, you don't want to rush it. You don't have to put a lot of money in it. It's up to the kid. You can only get him there so far. It's up to the kid to do the rest himself.
The end goal is to be able to make a living off fishing. That's what I want to do with my life. It's a long shot, but you know, if you don't chase it, you're not ever gonna get it.
To be in the position I am and see all this start unfolding is it's amazing. And like I said, everything happens for a reason. So looking back at my younger years when I was trying to work and do this, nothing lined up. It didn't go exactly like I wanted it to go. And now looking back on it, I think God had a different plan. He knew for a fact Fisher was going to be born and what he was going to do. And he said, it's not your time, it's your son. And I really think I've been put here on this earth to guide him in the direction he's going and try to give him the guidance and do what he's done. And it's been awesome sitting here watching it. It's just so much better watching him do it than me ever thought about being a professional angler.